Alright, welcome back once again, Mr. Spinks, in the last video of Section 5.2 in NAMS. Talking about division and multi-step operations today. So here we go. Starting with division, what are the two division symbols used in math? Well, in math, we use two of them. We use the basic divided by symbol, as well as the fraction symbol can be written like that or that. So, two different symbols we utilize. Now, talking signs. Signs are very important. It's one of the main places kids miss these type of questions. With division, if the signs are the same, just like multiplication, the result is going to be positive. Positivity. So, positive. Good Lord. Got it. So, for example, if we're taking a negative divided by a negative or a positive divided by a positive, the result will be positive. Same sign, positive. The signs are different, the answer will be negative. Negative divided by a positive or a positive divided by a negative. So let's look at some examples. Once again, you are best off if you do these on your own and then pause the video right now and then come back to it and get the answers. You really are. If you just steal them from me, you're going to miss it on the starter tomorrow. Once again, you will not get a calculator. Here we go. 58 divided by negative 7. It's a positive divided by a negative, so they have different signs. The result must be negative, and the result is negative 8. Moving on to the next one. 44 divided by, negative 44 divided by negative 2. These have the same sign. They're both negatives. The result will be positive, and 44 divided by 2 is 22. Moving on to the next one. It is a negative divided by a negative. Negative 72 divided by negative 8, so it's the same sign. The result will be positive, and negative 72 divided by negative 8 is positive 9. Moving on to the next one, 35 divided by 5. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. They have the same sign, and it is positive 7. Moving on to the next, 108 divided by 12. 108 divided by 12 in this case. It's a positive divided by a positive, so the result will be positive, and 108 divided by 12 is 9. Last one. Negative 24 divided by negative 6 is a negative divided by a positive. They have different signs, so the result will be negative. Will be negative 4. All right. Now that we've taken care of individual steps with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, we must do multi-step operations. Remember, order of operations says, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and it refers to the order in which you do operations, starting off always with parentheses. Exponents are always second. Then we do multiplication and division. Once again, this is always first, always second. Multiplication and division are interchangeable. With them, you do whatever happens first, left to right. And finally, you have add and subtract. Once again, add and subtract are also interchangeable. With them, they're on the fourth level, and you will do whatever happens first, left to right. So order of operations applies. So I'm going to start here with the parentheses. Now, within the parentheses is 7 plus 11. These are two positives added, which will make a bigger positive. 7 plus 11 is 18. And 18 divided by 3, this is a positive divided by a positive. The result will be positive, and in fact, we should get 6. Moving on to B, I will start inside the brackets or the parentheses. 2 plus negative 17. I'm adding a positive to a negative, and the negative's bigger. So the result will be negative. In fact, it will be negative 15. And negative 15 divided by 3 is a negative divided by a positive. They have different signs. The result will be negative and should be negative 5. Excuse me. On down here to the bottom 2. I start inside the brackets because they are parentheses. Negative 7 times negative 6 is a negative times a negative. They have the same sign, so they will be positive. And it is positive 42. And 42 minus 22. It's a subtraction problem involving two positives. The 42 is bigger. I'm going to rewrite this subtraction problem as adding a negative, as I always do. And I'm going to realize at this point that the positive 42 is bigger than the negative 22. So the result will be positive, and in fact, it's positive 20. Last one, we're starting inside this parenthesis set. It's a negative times a negative, so the same sign. The result will be positive. It is positive 66 divided by. I then go to the second set of parentheses, because parentheses are first. 2 minus 13. That is the same thing as 2 plus negative 13. This helps us because we can realize at this point in time that the result of 2 plus negative 13 has to be negative, just because the negative is bigger than the positive. It is negative 11. And 66 divided by negative 11 is a positive divided by a negative. This is multiplication or division, so they have different signs, and the result must be a negative. It is negative 6. All right, last one. On March 28th, 2006, the Dow Industrial Average opened at 11,250 points. During the day, it lost 97 points. So we'll start by doing our subtraction. I'm going to borrow and borrow. So that'll be a 14 right there. And this will be a 1. Rolling downhill, 1, 1, and the 1. 10 minus 7 is 3. 14 minus 9 is 5. I got 11,053, or 111,053 after the first day. On the second day, it gained 61 points. So we will add 61 here. All right, 1, 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 6 plus 5 is 11. 1 carries to the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. I got 112,014 after that day. So 112,014. On the next day, it lost 65 points. So we're going to subtract 65. Once again, we're going to borrow from the 4. Borrow that 1 over, making that a 14. This would be a 0, but I then need to borrow from the 2, making that a 10. 14 minus 5 is 9. 10 minus 6 is 4. 1 carries down, as do the other ones. I've got 111,049. And on the last day, it lost 42 points. This is an easy move, because no borrowing is necessary. 9 minus 2 is 7. 4 minus 4 is 0. And the 1s carry. 111,000, or 11,107, excuse me, is the final answer.